All right, everybody. It is the Carl Experience, Season 2, Episode 24. I honestly thought about changing the name because I've been seeing way too much of the Joe Rogan Experience, and I didn't realize there was anybody else who had their name and experience in a title of a program. I'm trying to get my camera to do what it's supposed to do and focus on me in the correct manner. Okay. The name of this episode is This Face Mask Stupidity. Now, and my wife's dog is going to utterly whine in protest, but she's been dumb all day. Okay. First up, COVID stats based on numbers available today. And yes, I did take these numbers today. Like, I didn't take them a week ago. I took them today. Now, just as a run up to this, somehow, somewhere, someone fucked up. I just took the numbers for the state of Kansas, which, kind of my responsibility, if I'm going to report this correctly. We had 14,630 confirmed cases in Kansas, plus 66. I took that into account, bringing the total to 14,696. Minutes later, a bulletin update on Facebook said that we had 2 more deaths, which gave us the state number total of 14,996. Somebody messed up. I did my numbers 3 damn times via a calculator to figure this one out. And that is a difference of 296. I don't know where they're getting the numbers from, but my numbers are... I check my numbers as much as I can before I post them. Now, here's this is just the COVID update numbers now. The population of the USA is roughly 328 million or so. According to all the sources I looked up, that's about accurate. Of that 328 million, we have 2.73 million confirmed cases. This means that 0.833%, less than 1% of the nation has tested positive. Now, of the 328 million, 129,000 deaths have happened, and out of total population, that's 0.03931%. That's 5 decimal places, or basically almost 4%, 0.4%. 0.04%. That's well below 2%. If you measure from confirmed cases, it's roughly 4.69. But it's still a lot less than what's actually being... it's still less than what the media is trumping it up to be. It seems like every day there's like 100,000 cases admitted, and I don't see that as being the issue. I think the last time I posted, we were up to, or just under, 100,000. So 30,000 cases is not that big of a rush or rise. And these numbers that I'm presenting to you, based on first state population and then out of the confirmed cases, took me 2 hours to figure out, because I canoodled through the numbers. That's why you have numbers like 0.03931%, which is basically 0.04%. Well below even 1%, or 2%. Now, on to the next phase. The next population of the state of Kansas is 913,314. 14,696 confirmed cases have been reported. Sorry, that amounts to 0.501%. You may as well just say 5%, but it starts chopping badly the further on to the right you go. We have had 276 deaths reported. By state population, reported COVID does make up 0.0094. And if you remember right, the last time I reported my population, it was 0.0054. So it's gone up like an inkling. By confirmed cases, it's up by 1.9%. 1.9%. That's still less than 2%. 1/10 of 1 point still less than 2%, but it's still these numbers that I hear on the news are just unfathomably retarded. Now we get to Sedgwick County. Sedgwick County has 516,042 people living in it. Of the 516,000 people, we have 1,260 confirmed cases, leaving us with a number of 0.24%. 1/4 of 1 point. 1/4 of 1 point. I.e., percentage of county with COVID, that's the entire population. That's literally not adjusting. That's going by state population and then taking the number of COVID confirmed cases, and that's what the percentage is. 0.24, 1/4 of a percent. We have 28 deaths from COVID-19. Again, by total numbers, and this is important. By total numbers, by the 516,000, our percentage number of deaths is 0.0055. This is the one that took forever. I had to round it to literally within 3 numbers of what it was. So when we take these deaths from confirmed cases, we get a jump in numbers. When you take it from the confirmed cases, it jumps to 2.3. When you compare it to the county population, it's literally less. It's 1,000 or 1/2 of 1,000th of 1%. 0.0055%. Last I was told, the third position is the thousands. Tens, hundreds, thousands. That's how it was explained to me. Now, these are the numbers. Whether they are inflated, conflagrated, adjusted, or whatever, they are still the available numbers as of today. And yes, I checked before I went YouTube on this. These were still the numbers. I literally have a percentage calculator I go on a canoodle with constantly when I'm doing these numbers. Now, to the podcast. And this isn't going to be a very long episode, just so you guys know. This is going to be more informative than it is going to be anything else. Sorry, I got to drink a beer. Now, the biggest issue I have, Governor Kelly has mandated that we should all wear face masks in public as of Friday, July 3rd, no doubt, as we're coming up to the biggest holiday our nation has. The holiday that belongs nationally to us. We get to celebrate it, and they're telling us, no, you need to wear masks. You need to stop going out. I'm about to make your mind throw up. I got to refer to these papers because this paper has a lot of math on it. And I spent forever doing this stuff, looking these numbers up. I mean, I spent better part of this afternoon looking it up, so that's how I know. Now, my general consensus on this is masks. Oh, the imbecilic need for them. It really is imbecilic, the level they're being pushed. The CDC and Dr. Anthony Fauci recommended face masks for everyone. The issue is science, overzealous asshats, determined to keep their position in power. And yes, I have the proof to back this up. So please don't leave right now. You may get mad at the numbers. I'm just reporting them as they are. I actually looked this stuff up literally before I went on air. I spent a while looking these numbers up. Now, normal face masks are not surgical face masks, like the mask you get, like the ear loop one that you get when you go to the hospital and they give you that mask. That's an ordinary. That's not surgical. The surgical masks, typically we can't get because they're reserved for the medical profession. Now here's a disturbing factor. For this surgical mask that you can buy online, which here lately you haven't been able to get because they've been reserved for doctors and nurses and those in the healthcare industry. The holes in those masks, I mean those little spots in between the fabric, measure between 0.3 micrometers and 10 micrometers. The biggest point being 0.3 to 10 micrometers, or microns, if you want to put it that way. Like, my hairs are probably maybe 3 microns across. My hair's really thin. I can comb my hair with a lice comb. No, I don't have lice. I'm just saying, I can comb my hair with a lice comb, and it just straight through. Now, the messed up part is, if you look up, if human hair is in between 17 and 180 micrometers, or micrometers, and my hair fits on the very low end of that. Because, yeah, I've been around people with lice, and I don't get lice. They fall off of my hair. That doesn't mean I have lice now. I'm just saying, back in the past, like when my older kids got lice, I used to hang around them to do their shampooing. People went through my hair. They found the grown lice crawling through my scalp. But my mom literally watched a lye go up on my hair and then fall down onto my scalp. It couldn't attach. And with that having been said, the human hair is 17 to 180 micrometers. Then the holes in a surgical face mask, we're talking high-end, the doctors use in surgical rooms, measure between 0.3 and 10 micrometers. Very small, okay. Here's the kicker. Coronavirus, at its widest diameter, is 120 nanometers. So if 0.3 to 10 micrometers is the hole in a surgical mask, but this new stupidness is 0.12 micrometers, that is akin to you putting up triple chicken mesh and expecting wasps not to come through it. Can it be effective? Yes, considering if they're in saliva droplets, they're most likely not going to get through. But if you have a lot and they evaporate through that mask, if they evaporate on the inside of that mask, you're screwed. You're transmitting. So in other words, the masks are literally ineffective as hell. People can say, well, these people wore this mask around this person, they didn't get sick. They most likely weren't infected at the time. You can be around somebody who's infected and not show signs for 2 damn weeks. And it's not that I hate. It's not that I hate everybody. It's the fact that science doesn't agree with what everything's being said. Fauci says to wear a face mask. Okay, I don't give a damn. If the virus is in droplets and those droplets dry out while you're wearing the mask, and those viruses flit through like wasps through a chicken wire mesh that's been folded over a couple times, that wasp can still get through very easily, as a matter of fact. And that's at the widest point. If they aren't that wide, if they're less than 120 nanometers, which is 0.12 micrometers, They're flying through that mesh like it's a holiday. Now, there are some of you who will, I have to wear a mask because I have an autoimmune disease and I got this and I got that. Okay, autoimmune diseases are rarer than you think. They're not obscenely rare, but they're rare. And for anybody, and I've heard from a shit ton of people now, if you're suffering, if you just got done with cancer or any of that kind of crap, and you have a compromised immune system, 29 days of not being around anybody and just staying at home and being safe, 29 days is all it takes, then you have an immune system. So for anybody saying, well, I don't have an immune system and it's been a while, I didn't have an immune system right before this hits, sorry, science disagrees with you. I looked this up on multiple sites. The common consensus, after 29 days, you could be down to 0. After 29 days, you have an immune system. You have no excuse. For the elderly who don't have a proper immune system anymore because they are old and aging, like I told my mom today, yes, you're at high risk, you need to wear a mask. I get that. But if you're, say you're 29, 30, or even 20, and you get struck down by blood poisoning or some crap, you get past the blood poisoning, you get better. After, if the doctors tell you have no immune system, wait 1 month. You have an immune system. That's how immune systems work. Immune systems just don't bail out and say, yeah, I'm done, I'm clocking out, bye. Doesn't work like that at all. Now, I know plenty of you who worked in the medical field, metaphysical field, whatever field you want to call. I don't give a shit if you're a brain surgeon. I'm literally looking up the facts. The size of the holes in a surgical mask, and for everybody saying, oh, the N95 masks work. Yes and no, they don't. Yes, they do. No, they don't. Because if you're not tossing that N95 mask every time you change where you're going, like if you're in a store and you wear an N95 mask and you're clean shaven, having facial hair doesn't protect you from shit. That lets germs in, so you're screwed. If you're clean shaven, you wear an N95 mask, and then I don't give a shit how carefully you take it off. If somebody there had COVID and coughed or let it off in the air, it's on your straps, it's on the outside of your mask. You would be changing it constantly. You'd be changing your gloves. I'm sorry, but George Carlin said it best. We human beings are designed to be a thriving metropolis for viruses, bacteria, germs, everything. Anybody who says differently is selling you something bad. People who often, like, if you've ever done sewer work, you will often find that people who dig ditches and do sewer line work rarely ever get sick because their body is exposed to contamination constantly, and their body's at the top of their game. Now, I'm not trying to hassle anybody, but it's time we stop living in this snowflake world as far as the masks go. Of masks make us safer. Masks are a stopgap bandage on the dam of stupid. That's like you finding a leak in a dam and putting gum in that hole. Eventually that gum will fall out. Same goes with COVID. If you have it, you're going to spread it. And I'm tired of news, media, president, God knows who. I'm tired of everybody freaking out and posting false information. I actually looked up the size of the holes in the surgical mask that actual doctors use in surgery. That's where I get that 0.3 to 10 micrometers. I got that through looking it up. And everybody's like, well, the masks are safe. No, the masks aren't safe. the best thing you can do with COVID is either get it or die from it. There's only two options there is. You can get it, and in which case you're either barely going to suffer from it or you're going to suffer from it. The only two options. And people were like, well, the Spanish flu of 1912, we don't live in 1912. The population of the world has expanded 3 times over. We were barely at what, 3 billion people back then? We're now bordering on the edge of, I think it was close to almost 8 billion people. Either way, with our population the way it is, if something spreads, it's going to spread. Now, you can take what you want out of that, but I'm simply saying stop worrying about wearing a mask. I will be emailing my governor, Laura Kelly, this week and let her know my distaste for her stupidity within the realm of science, because unless you're wearing a mask that doesn't allow air through, which means you can't breathe in it, your mask is going to let COVID through. You'd have to have like triple layered, in which case you wouldn't be able to breathe in it. You'd get a few breaths in, and after like a few minutes of breathing, you'd be so deoxygenated you wouldn't be able to wear it anymore. That's the truth, and you guys have fun. Again, it has been episode... what episode was this? I said it before. This has been episode 24 of the Carl Experience. This face mask stupidity. Y'all have fun. Peace out. Remember, think about what you're talking about. Bye. Hey everybody, this is an addendum to the last one. I'm gonna end up combining the first half of the video with this part. I went to sleep last night and the numbers were still, I checked them before I went on the air, or before I made the video last night. It is now going on 10:30 in the morning, and I am just flabbergasted. The numbers that I gave you last night were accurate as far as I had them, and yes, I double and triple checked them yesterday. Now the numbers across the country are 130,000 have tested positive, so the number went up. And okay, go to your room. Go to your room. You can turn your TV on. Oh, sorry, that's 130,000 deaths have happened now. The numbers just shot up overnight, and the numbers that I had reported to you yesterday are a bit off, apparently. Now, as far as our state population goes, there are now 15,142. The numbers don't add up. I looked these numbers up, tried to get the best grip on them. The numbers are being inflated. The numbers are being altered. Like, apparently overnight we had 3 deaths, so we went from 276 to 280. And if you're paying attention, you know you're saying, what the hell? It went up by 3, but it went up 4. I know. And apparently, as far as Sedgwick County goes, we have 1,368 cases now, which is just... Where are they pulling these numbers from? Are they pulling these numbers out of their ass? I even went and did the numbers on the adjusted number ratio last night of 4,992. It doesn't add up, because as of right now, with us having, 15,142 deaths, if you work from the number it's supposed to have been, which is 14,696, plus 429, which is what they stated today, it would be 15,125, not 15,142. Who's pulling these numbers? Seriously, I think they're making shit up now. Anyway, Governor Laura Kelly decided to come out with her order, and it got released. And come to find out, I could partially get away with not wearing a mask, and because of my hearing issue. Now, most of you don't know. Well, only like one person actually watches these videos anymore, but I am not considered legally deaf enough to collect disability. I am, however, deaf enough so that I have to use a buttload of tricks to be able to do a whole lot of communicating. Like when I communicate by phone, my phone volume's on full blast, no matter what I do. Receiving a call, listening to music, because I can't hear very well. I've been suffering from this shit for years and years and years. Most of my life I've been suffering from this, and there's now a whole list of reasons not to wear a mask, or solidified reasons not to wear a mask, starting tomorrow, and I could technically get away with not wearing a mask because of my hearing issue. This being, I may not use that, but I definitely don't want to wear a mask. It makes my life that much harder. And I will be posting a rant here on Facebook later about the deficiency of masks. But I'm still in shock because last night I did these numbers for hours and I checked them right. I even checked these numbers right before I went to bed. At 1 a.m., numbers were still the same. I wake up this morning and all the numbers have changed. And the numbers they had posted yesterday, I wrote them down, and now all the numbers are higher than they are supposed to be. Yeah, where are they pulling for the numbers from? They're not pulling them from any of this crap, but anyway. I got to do my shout outs, as most of you probably know, most of you who are listening. But, yeah, I want to thank Laura Witham, Gregory Allen Manuel, Sam Rowe, Jamie Whitedinio. I think that's how you pronounce your name. She'll get tagged in the video anyway. But yeah, I think for this episode, I'm gonna check my demographic information with Anchor, because if I'm not getting any listens to on Anchor, then I'll just stop doing the Anchor podcast and keep doing the YouTube podcast. But yeah, I'm gonna get off of here. I do have a live chat to administer later on today. So yeah, have fun with that, and everybody be cool. Peace out, and hope to God people stop inflating numbers for their own purposes. So use your brain and have fun.